Alright guys, the Superman movie from James Gunn is finally here, and I've seen it. Man, I'm super hyped for this video, and it's time to talk about all my thoughts on this piece of work. But don't worry if you haven't seen it yet, because this video is spoiler free, and I'll be back soon with a full analysis including spoilers. But for now, I want to share my experience watching the new Superman movie. So, is the film actually good? Is it a solid star for the DCU? Did James Gunn hit the mark with this new adaptation of Superman? Let's chat about all of this and more. First off, I want to highlight that yes, it's a good movie. I honestly left the theater wanting to watch it again. It's a true experience. The film is a fantastic live-action comic book, and it doesn't shy away from embracing the fantastic side of the comics. You dive into a world where things are already happening, and then you're bombarded with so much info. The piece seems pretty frenetic, and I'll tell you right now, David Cornsweet as Superman is amazing. Now, coming off an era where Henry Cavill's Superman is the Superman for many, it's obvious that comparisons are going to happen. But for me, even though I really enjoy Cavill as Superman, I see his version as a character created under Zack Snyder's vision. However, with David Cornsweet, I truly see more of the Superman from the monthly DC comics, lighthearted and hopeful. He has his convictions and dilemmas throughout the movie, and James Gunn did a great job adapting the character to today's world. Gunn's Superman is idealistic and embraces that side of the character, fighting for a better world and inspiring people. He's not just a Superman who focuses on fighting the threat, he genuinely cares about saving any living creature in danger, even if it's a squirrel. James Gunn took notes on what went wrong in Man of Steel and what was heavily criticized by comic book fans, and he improved that, making a Superman who truly saves everyone during a battle. The film is emotional at several moments, with dialogues between characters that really tug at the heartstrings, and it also has action scenes that do justice to the comics. But not everything's perfect. The film does have its flaws, and I'll talk about them too, but still, overall, I didn't feel that they messed up my experience. One thing I felt was missing was more screen time for other characters who are really good, like the Justice Gang. Out of all of them, only Mr. Terrific gets more spotlight, and they're all pretty cool, and I really wish that I'd seen more of them. Now, thinking about that detail, I honestly don't know if that's necessarily a flaw of the film, since this is the first movie in an already established universe. So of course, I want to see a lot more about the characters that are showing up there, but the film focus is clearly on the three main ones, like Luthor, Superman, and Lois Lane. If you grab any monthly Superman comic, eventually you'll see a character who isn't crucial to the plot, who shows up with just a line or two, or sometimes doesn't even have a speech bubble and just hangs out in the background, and that's totally fine. So even though I felt this was a problem in the film, it's not necessarily a flaw. Plus, there's one character in the film who's been criticized by some people on social media for being shallow, and again, I feel it's kind of similar to what I said about the Justice Gang. I'm not gonna go too deep into details here to avoid spoilers, but this character being shallow doesn't ruin the film. That was her function in the narrative. Maybe she did seem out of place compared to the other characters around her, but that was her role in the film. Alright, fine. Those 2 points I raised might make it seem like I'm making excuses for the film, but in these cases, I understand why people are complaining, though I don't agree that those details ruin the movie. But there's one detail involving Superman's Kryptonian parents that I really didn't like, and that's gonna stir up some controversy. There's really no denying it was a low point for the film. Despite that, folks, I genuinely enjoyed the movie. I think it's the film that DC needs. It's a great start for the universe, and it got me super excited for a sequel and other films in this universe. I'm imagining how awesome Batman from this universe will be, Wonder Woman, Flash, and all the other major heroes. I'm really hyped for that. Another thing I can say here without spoilers is that they finally got Green Lantern right. Man, Guy Gardner is really good, and just seeing Guy in this film makes me feel more comfortable about the Lantern series. I think good things are coming with Green Lantern in the future. Mr. Terrific is another solid character, and he definitely stands out among the supporting cast. He really steals the show and has one of the best fight scenes in the movie, if not the best, which is almost on par with the fight scenes from Guardians 3. Edi Gattegi is awesome in this film.
As for the other supporting characters, I really like the Justice Gang as a whole, and Mine Pa Kent are amazing too, with one of the best scenes in the movie being with Jonathan Kent. Krypto is one of the best characters, and it's impossible not to love him, and Lex Luthor is phenomenal. Just to touch briefly on Lex Luthor, played by Nicholas Hoult. Man, what a performance. He killed it, and he's definitely the best Lex Luthor in the movies, even if the competition isn't that fierce. Still, it was an excellent job, and I really want to see this Lex Luthor appear more often in this new universe. There's a scene in the film that shows just how insane this Luthor is. It's genuinely surprising. He's not just a wealthy guy interested in land. He's smart, strategic, a scientist, provocative, and manipulative. He's a character with many layers, and his inspiration from earlier versions of the character, as well as from Smallville, and Nicholas Hoult nails it. Rachel Brosnahan's Lois Lane is flawless. In my opinion, she's easily the best Lois Lane of all the movies released. She has several great moments in the film, and her entire development in managing her relationship with Clark, being the top journalist, and understanding Superman's side in the struggles he faces makes her one of the high points of the story. I'll admit I wish I'd seen more of the Chloe scuffle, but I think it was a great character development, and just like Luke likes Luthor, I want to see her appear more often in this DC universe. Now, regarding our protagonist, Superman is perfect. If there's one thing Zack Snyder couldn't nail in the past, but James Gunn did, it's getting the tone of Superman right. This film is a 10 out of 10 regarding Superman. It's the Superman who's flawed, but isn't weak, even though the marketing gave off the impression that he'd be a weak Superman. In this film, Superman is just like he is in the comics. Super powerful, but he can also be challenged. He falls, but gets back up stronger, and honestly, there's no way that's not good because that's how he is in the stories. He's not that distant character who's basically a god, an untalkable being. James Gunn knocks it out of the park writing the character this way, and David Corenswet's totally nailed the performance. He really embodied the character, has charisma, and convincingly portrays the Big Blue. Additionally, there are some interesting Easter eggs and some really cool cameos. There are 2 cameos that didn't show up in the trailers, and the audience out there is screening really loved seeing those characters. Beyond that, the action scenes are awesome. There are several great flying scenes, and in my view, James Gunn was super creative in exploring different camera angles. The CGI is solid overall, it doesn't bother you, and the film script, while having a pretty simple story, is very well executed and makes it feel like you're reading a Superman issue. It's like starting to read Superman at issue 39, which takes off with a brief recap of everything that's been going on, and dives right into the story without dragging it out. The movie's pacing is something I really liked, and I feel that people who aren't enjoying the story format aren't thinking it's bad, just different. It's super dynamic and everything is really well tied together. Things happen really quickly, which made me feel like reading a story frame by frame. And that's pretty interesting, especially for the current generation that's more used to videos. They're increasingly dynamic, making it great for attracting younger audiences. Moreover, the movie raises critics, and here James Gunn uses that critique intelligently. You'll notice many of the criticisms happening in real life, while in the film, the same issues are already unfolding.
To wrap up my opinion, Superman is genuinely the movie DC has needed for a long time. The audience has created this notion that DC is darker and more realistic compared to Marvel, when in reality that's not the case. DC has its more intense and serious stories, but overall it's still colorful, fantastic, with charismatic characters, many of whom are even more popular than Marvel's. All in all, it's a really good movie that's definitely worth going to the theater to see. It's a film that you can easily watch with family, friends, everyone. I'm giving it a solid 9. I left the theater already wanting to see the movie again, and I'm super eager to check out the continuation of this whole universe. But now, I want to know your opinion. Have you seen Superman? Did you like it, or are you still planning to watch it? Comment down below because I really want to hear your thoughts. And don't forget to hit that super like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring that super bell because I'm already working on a complete review with spoilers, going over every detail, secret, and Easter egg present in the film. So to catch that, you need to be subscribed. Thanks a bunch for being here in this video. I'll leave you with 2 video recommendations for you DC fans to take out. I'm gonna wrap it up here, and we'll see each other soon in our spoiler review. Catch you later.